God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. We are excited this morning to be able to bring Men of Valor back to you again on another phenomenal day. We are excited that we got up this morning in our right mind, and we know without a shadow of a doubt that God is still in control. And I always want to encourage you each and every day to don't give up in the fight. Stay focused. Let God be God and all his enemies be scattered. Amen. Amen. I am so excited today to have one of my covenant sons with me on the broadcast, and we're just going to dialogue today, and I know he's going to share with us and really be able to bless you as well. He pastored one of the most up and coming, fast growing churches in Churchland, Pentecostal Holiness Church. They call it PHCC. Did I get that right, Bishop? Did I get that right?
You got that. You got it right. You got it right.
Bishop Marlon Harvin is with us live and in person. Bishop, will you just say hello to the people? Because they up here and they want to holler at you. Can you just holler at them right quick?
Hey, good. It's an awesome day that the Lord has made. And yes. Bishop, I am excited that you invited me to be on this great vision of yours, Man of Valor. For all of the watchers and viewers out there, this is going to be a great and phenomenal 30 minutes of power. Yeah. I just know it's going to bless somebody.
Amen. Now we named the broadcast because it's the ministry I started probably 14 years ago, Men of Valor, when I started J.L. Williams Ministries and Changing Hearts. All of those was connected. But we're going to have women up here as well, because this is almost an opportunity for us to come and sit down and talk. It's not just for men, but for women as well. And right. God knows we have some powerful women that truly could be a blessing and help to us. So we will have some women on our show as well. And I'm just excited to be able to be here with you on today. And I pray all is well with you and my beautiful, sweet daughter, your beautiful wife. Is she doing okay?
She is doing great. She is doing great. Hanging in there, doing well. Almost finished up her schooling, so she's pressing away.
Good. Man, I'm just glad to hear and know that you got away for a couple of days, because we all need it. Amen. Amen. Listen, the hot topic, as you know, the elephant in the room is what's going on in our country. Bishop, your church is a up and coming power packed church, phenomenal ministry, and it's because you are in the driver's seat. It's because you are pastoring your church right now. Our country has no one in the driver's seat. We are a country that's on autopilot. No one's in the White House is managing us right now. No one is there with this coronavirus, not saying nothing about it. This racial tension. My heart was really bothered the other day to listen on the radio to a guy I've always respect as a pastor, evangelical, and he began to pray. And when he was praying for the country, and I'm with him. He was praying for the president, and I'm with him. But then he said, and I'm praying for the hoodlums that is destroying our country, for those that are protesting and rampant and raging. And that sounded just like number 45. So that let me know. And then he sealed it with God bless us as Christians to be able to overcome what's going on. I would say again, Bishop, a lot of our brothers of the other persuasion, they really have no clue what a black man goes through. They have no clue of what they're saying. They have not walked one day in our shoes, and so I was a little taken back from that that sound bite that he said. And so with that being said, Bishop, what do you think about what's going on, one, with the pandemic? Let's deal with that first. Let's deal with that second. First, let's deal with this Black Lives Matter, because it's being there between All Lives Matter and Black Lives Matter. Can you just share with us what's on your heart and how you see that from your standpoint?
I'm along in alignment with what you're feeling in your spirit.
Yes.
It's heartbreaking, because you would think that those that name the same name of God that we are will acknowledge, even if they don't fully understand the shoes that we walk in. Mm-hmm. Mentioning All Lives Matter to me becomes more of a questioning or challenging my intelligence, as if we as men of God do not understand, of course, all lives matter, because right. All souls belong to God. That is evident. But right. God also deals with that went specifically of his people. Of course, he wanted to save the world, mm-hmm. but he was specifically at certain points dealing with the issue that is at hand, and he sent prophets to deal mm-hmm. with specific issues at hand. Right. And so to just try to lump sum that all into an inclusive All Lives Matter desensitizes what we're going through, and it confuses really people. Right. Because now, it meshes the message together to where, we preach to everybody, but we understand that we also preach to the moment. We preach to the season right now, to have if God is the only, if the United States is the only country in the world God even cares about, as if we are prima donna before everybody else, but then within the country, we do not even care about the citizens of this country. Bishop, I want to say just one thing. How they were impressing the fact that we were not respecting the forefathers mm-hmm. of this country. But how can we, if the forefathers established things based upon oppression and slavery and did not even include us initially in the Constitution? That is evident. That is historical. So we know that. So how can we look at that as if they fought for us? And so it's heartbreaking, Bishop. It really is. You brought out the point I meant to mention, and maybe we've heard the same sound bite, because he prayed that their forefathers and those major statues of men that had so much valedictorian in their lives that it was despicable for what was happening. And I'm saying now two things here: either you don't know what those men represent, or you just I don't want to say the word KKK, but I might as well. Or you don't, or you just like them. And when I said that, because I was reading an article, and it was talking about why they wore the hood, why back in the day they wore the hoods, and I never even really thought about why they wore the hoods. They wore the hoods, the white hoods, as KKK, because when the next day came, or during the course of the week, when they wasn't meeting as an organization, they were your doctors,
They were
Right.
your lawyers. They
That's
were
right.
they were your pastors. So
Right.
they wore the hood, so you could not identify them when they
Right.
went back to their regular jobs. They were just like a regular person. But when they went into that nightlife of being mean spirited and doing what they did, they wore the hoods. And so I was just blown away to hear a pastor really just calling the marches despicable. You know, it tells me how we are so disconnected, how we're so disconnected as a people. No one, you're a black young man and a pastor and a bishop and doing a phenomenal job, but no one will ever understand unless, and I'm gonna say it, unless they're black, how you feel each and every day, because you got people just feel for whatever reason that they're better. And so now this new generation, this generational Z and these millennials have just put their foot down and said, we're not taking this. My grandma did, my great grandma, my great grand, all that. They took this foolishness, but we are not taking this foolishness. And I do not stand with the destruction, but I do understand there are people always just in the crowd that take advantage of those moments to make ones that's doing a great work to look bad. I will continue to say, when people say, you know, all lives matter. Okay, let's pause, put a pin there for a minute. Bishop, if all lives matter, when this stuff happened over even 50 years during Martin Luther King's days, the civil rights movement, why wasn't they saying then all lives matter?
Right. Exactly.
Why wasn't that a question mark then? It's because now the emphasis don't even want to agree. Pence, the vice president of the United States, all he keeps saying is all lives matter. To me, that's racist when you cannot say, as a leader of the free world, that not only you supposed to be the white president for the white people, right, for the Koreans, for the Mexicans, but for the blacks. You are not a president just for your base, vice president for your base. You are a president for everybody, for all that people. Exactly. And this country has missed a step, and we've lost focus, and it's because of who's in office right now is not leading our country. I will always respect the office, but I promise you I don't respect the man that's in the office, because as you know, I got a grandbaby God is getting ready to give us in the next couple of weeks, if not next week. And here it is. We got to deal. She's going to have to be raised in this foolishness because white supremacists, they never, like you said, they never included us when they sat down and put the Constitution together. We wasn't even considered. And so now, but we helped build this country. So now, when we said Black Lives Matter, it's not that we don't understand all lives matter, but I've said it before and I say it again on this program. The Black lives and the Black community, Bishop, is under attack. And that's why we keep saying Black Lives Matter. We're getting ready on August, and Bishop, I hope you'll be free to be with us. We're getting ready to do 100 men march, all in suits now. Right. I mean suits. And I'm hoping we're going to start downtown on High Street. But it's something about when a black man put on a suit, sometimes he still don't get the respect that he's due. Exactly. Because they still find ways to, look at us all wrong. But I would say this, Bishop, and I'm going to ask you another question, ask you to respond. I would say this: it is now time for us to start sending our children to college to become doctors, to become lawyers, to become politicians, so that we can put what we're used to seeing when we look in the mirror in high places, because it's those that's in the high places that make all the decision that affects us. And one thing Donald Trump has done, he has really literally turned the White House into a White House. You don't see none of us when they take photographs. It's all of them, and so there is no representation. But we're being taxation without representation. And
there you go. There's the history. There's the history lesson right there.
Taxation without representation in the White House. Go ahead, Bishop. What you can say?
It's crazy that you mention that, because in hearing you, and I'm praying all that is really watching this, in hearing you, the truth is, as you were saying, sending our children to college for these particular positions, it's the system. And I was sharing with a young man about a couple of weeks ago, and I said it's all about the system. Give us, leeway as long as it doesn't disrupt the system. I was explaining to a young man, he was a millennial, and I was explaining to him the release of slavery. And we celebrated that when we were no longer have to be slaves. I said, but look at what happened. Once they released us into our so-called liberty, Bishop, they still had control of the system. So I can be free, but I can't come to your store.
Absolutely.
I can be free, but I can't go to your school. I can be free, but I can't still learn what
Absolutely.
learn what you learn what you're learning. So as long as systems still have the control, that's why we have to send our youth and educate them to get into these positions of empowerment, so that we can even have our own banks as we used to have before they burned down. Our own practices and things like that, Bishop.
Yeah. I mean, James Olsen, we had on the show a couple of weeks ago. I think he summed it up very well. He said the Caucasian people, one, they like being ignorant to the fact, not as ignorant as we think to the fact, they just don't see us as equal. At the end of the day, they'll color your skin. And what blows my mind, the native owned this country and they took it from the native.
Right.
And now they're saying, this is our country, y'all go back. Well, where you come from?
Exactly.
To be real about it, I'm the first year, I am 55 years old. The first year, I have not even thought about. And he said, look, all y'all that's watching and giving us, throw some hearts up here if you agree with me. They even thought about celebrating the 4th of July, because the 4th of July was independence for them, but it's not independent for us. It was independence, it was freedom for them, but not for us. And so, as far as I'm concerned, my major holiday when it comes down to us is going to be June 10th. That's what I'm going to celebrate. That's what I'm going to celebrate. That's our day. But I have made up in my mind. Any date that's celebrating, now I'm taking advantage of the day off. If it's going to be a paid vacation day for all of my people, y'all.
I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing with that.
Y'all take off. Let them pay you. But we don't have to do what they're doing. We don't have to celebrate. Now, this broadcast is a day after from the 7th, because the 7th was yesterday. But listen, if I could have got to y'all beforehand, and do not buy anything on the 7th. At the end of the day, that was, because it's time now for them to understand and feel that we are economically empowered, because we buy more stuff than anybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, we do.
We buy more.
We do.
Listen, I've saved money here lately because I've been watching where I'm spending my money. And until when this can prove to me And years ago when I was a little boy and I was coming up through junior high school and high school, I worked at Wendy's. I lived on Wendy's. I ended up working my way.
That dollar menu. There you go.
That's it. I worked my way up through Wendy's. I ended up becoming a shift supervisor, night manager. I mean, the whole 9 yards. I love me some Wendy's, but until they can prove to me that they're not donating $500,000 to Donald Trump presidency, I ain't buying nothing from Wendy's. I'm not buying nothing from Home Depot. I mean, all of these people that we go and we crowd money, the reality of it is they spend what we credit to them to support others like a Donald Trump that keep the black people suppressed. And that's why we have to start figuring out how we can be a people that stop pulling each other down. We love pulling each other. We got to lift each other up. And listen, Bishop, if you get a business, I need to support your business. I've told the men, we gave all the names. Everybody that has a business in New Testament, listen, we're going to support your business. But guess what? I need you to do right by us when we support. Amen. What you think about that?
That's right.
What do you think about that?
Well, and it's amazing that you mentioned that because every year, and I know 2020 has been hellacious already, but every year at the beginning of the year, I pray for all of the business owners and partners of our ministry. And literally, in the middle of it, I was getting ready to build an extension onto our website that will have links. If they have their own website, they will have links. And we have a board that, if they have business cards, whatever. Right. But you're exactly right. You're exactly right. This is something that the church does not do very well. But Bishop, you mentioned something else. This will jumpstart somebody to understand it. Now the coronavirus actually has placed us into a position where we have to think about these things because we're no longer just confined to our building. And so, like you said, what do we do between Monday through Saturday? Yes, we need to be able to have our own. I have a son, a black son, and he has his own business. And I've seen and it's amazing. I hate to say this, but he would have some people, some Caucasian people that need his services and will do him right, according to, whatever is done. But then, you get a brother in there like, hey, man, hook me up. And he's like, this is what I do for a living. And so, it goes back that we can spend ample time on that. But Bishop, you're exactly right. We have to see that because it all goes back to the system again, where the money flows, and our dollars have to mean something, even if they don't think our skin color does. Our dollar has to mean something. It is our power. We got our voice and we got our money, and we are the biggest consumer of products in this country. Even so much so that other countries even market it to African Americans. And so because they understand we're going to buy these things.
Absolutely. Listen, Bishop, I found out that the Asians, they get money from the government to help start their business. $100,000 that they get that they don't even have to pay it back, but they had to pay it forward in helping other Asians. But this is the kicker that messed me up, Bishop, and people of God that's listening to me, and even if you're not a Christian and you just tuned in, listen, because I don't want to try to make this thing so spiritual. They are in a sense ordered to put their business in our neighborhoods. Ain't that crazy? They're pretty much so that. Now what? When you and me can't go to the government and say, listen, I'm trying to start a business. I need $100,000 and I won't give it back, but I'll give it to my partner when I'm finished. And so he can continue to start a store or start a tire shop or start a rim shop. No, those Asians, hair products. Here it is. In the Asian store, no product is in there other than products for us.
They don't even use
No, in our community. And so that to me is a ploy to keep us down. Because, and I don't go into the Asian stores. I've been stopped that, because when you go in there, if I got on a suit and tie and they look at what I drive, when I pull up, man, he's okay. But if I go in there after I just got through cutting my grass, and I say, oh man, I got to pick up something right quick and run in there. I mean, as soon as you walk in, they speak, but they watch you all the way. They looking at the monitors.
That's right.
Seeing everything.
That's what they do.
First of all, I don't gotta leave my money here. That's what it is.
Exactly.
I don't need to leave my money here. But we have not. I read the other day, I think it was in Atlanta, 2 black ladies just bought a BP, a British petroleum gas station.
Right.
Man, I'm so happy for them. But guess what? I already know. I ain't worried about, the Caucasian people not buying gas no more. Sooner or later, because we become envious and mad over each other, we'll stop supporting. They won't get rich on my back. They not getting rich on your back. One thing, your $20 worth of gas ain't gonna make or break them. But it looks good for us to support our own. And Bishop,
That's right.
This has been a crazy season for me, because I've always been a low key kind of guy, sooner or later stuff in DC is going to pan out, it's going to work out. But man, this dude has been just outright belligerent, could care less how we feel. He'll do it right in our face. And so it's now time for me to continue to raise my voice to help my folks to understand, listen, we can't keep going through this and not saying nothing. I'm excited that we're protesting. This is one of the greatest moves I ever seen in my life. But what's upsetting me, when I hear a young African brother, he's so mad that he's telling us he's going to hold his vote. I'm trying to educate this brother, understand, sir, you can't afford to hold your vote. Because if you hold your vote, it's just like giving 45 the vote. Right. Listen, let us not be ignorant to the fact or the game, and don't look at these polls. Don't get excited what you see in the poll that, hey, Biden's going to win. Yeah, we thought that in 2016 because our country had morals. They had morals. And so when he grouped the latest coochie and we heard about that and then he admitted it, we're like, I ain't got to go vote because ain't no way in the world he going to win. But what we did understand, the backlash was because we had a black president for 8 years, and they I don't care if we put a blind, dumb, mute in the office, as long as we don't have another black man. So, Bishop, we in some trying times, man.
It's amazing that and you know what, I have to take a pause here, especially for our viewers, that this is definitely an educational moment, because not only do we have platforms to protest, but this is educational moments from the pastoral role that we are, because they'll just see us and they I was mentioned on a broadcast before, let's be honest, the enemy even doesn't care about your level of preaching, because he'll treat you just like he treat athletes and tell you just preach and shut up. Absolutely. They told basketball players just shut up and dribble. So I've had some people just stay in your lane. I had somebody tell me, they just stay in your lane. You're just a preacher and preach the gospel. And I'm like, well, what does that mean? Because the fact of the matter is, Jesus started his ministry out opening up the scrolls and talking about the Spirit of the Lord is upon me to preach to the poor and broken heart. So he went straight to issues before he even touched and laid hands on anybody. And this is, we got to, our message has to not only just rise up on Sunday morning, but I thank you for this education piece that we're doing, because we have to go back to the fact that these systems are out of our control, but we have to create our own. We can't let the deception of we'll give you this, we'll feed you a bone, and you be satisfied with chewing on it.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what happened. And now we're not satisfied with just the bone. We want the meat, because we were deserving of it. And being that we, like you said, the country was built on our backs, just like Egypt was built on Israel.
Absolutely.
It was built on our backs, but we're not included. So if you don't vote, what you're saying is you okay. We're giving system what it needs in order to survive. And like you said, it didn't matter who they put into office, as long as they can control what it is. I really believe, even with our president now, that there are underlining even more demonic things behind him, pulling strings, because ignorance let you be blind, and let you run your course. But we know that.
Bishop, listen, man, it's amazing. It's amazing when we get into these conversations, time just flies by. And man, listen, we are literally out of time. Man, I thank you for your time, for being with me.
Yes, sir.
This is just a show that God has given me, and I hate having someone up that we don't, and meant partners and friends and family that watching, and we like to be a blessing to them. So if you have a Cash App, we want to throw your Cash App up there. It is Bishop. What is it? They're putting it up now, so they're going to take care of that. But we want to be able to sow into you. I pray that you would continue to do what you've been doing, continue to let God be God and all of his enemies be scattered. Man, I love you to life as a pastor. I love you as a son, and thank God for what you are doing at your church, man. You are doing a phenomenal job in this season of having to literally been out of the church as far as your congregation. You have kept your congregation together, and man, that is to be honorable, and I applaud you for a job well done. Okay, so man, I love you to life. Hang around, don't hang up.
Love you too,
hang around. I gotta go for just a second, but just hang around. All right, New Testament and Mint family, Mint partners, changing heart, everyone that's been viewing this broadcast. Listen, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the questions you send in and want some details on. I'm appreciative. I want to bring you this every week, as God said the same, to be to be a blessing to you and to help educate you in this season of what's going on. So, and please, they have it on the screen for Bishop Marvin Harlan, Cash App. Please send that to him and just sow into his life. Hey, but I love you. I love you. I love you. Remember everything you've been hearing on this broadcast, and let's start implementing it. Let's start supporting our own Black-owned business. All right, I gotta go. My light is blinking. My time is up. But I love you, as you know what I always say, to life. Bye-bye.